Hello everyone, I hope you're well and keeping well and staying safe where you are. This week's been very strange. The UK is now in almost total lockdown, so it's a bit weird getting used to this all, but I'm sure, if we all act responsibly, we'll get through this, I'm sure. It's left me thinking about what am I going to make this week, and I thought what would be a nice idea is to take you through how I make videos. No, it's not going to be a tutorial, it's just about the process that I go through, what I do, what I think of, and the equipment that I use. Because especially for my subscribers, you out there, you probably watch my videos week on week, but you probably don't understand or appreciate what I do in order to create those videos. So that's what we're going to do today, and I'm going to take you through it step by step, and I hope you enjoy it. The first thing that I do when I know that I'm going to make a video is come up with a plan. I cannot go ahead and make a video without a plan. I just think that's just a bad idea. My last video, the disillusioned one, that was quite heavy on the planning side, and what is typical for most of my videos is I come up with a plan. This is my scraps of paper, so 3 sides for disillusioned. So that's the first thing that I do, is come up with a plan. What am I going to do? And I consider, where am I going to be shooting? Will I need additional lighting? I'm thinking about the music, what I'm going to say, and does it have a theme? Is it going to flow? Those sorts of things. Once I've got the plan written out and I'm fairly sure I know what I'm going to be doing, the next thing is to actually get some footage. So for today's video, it's going to be a little bit difficult because I could go out into the country park, but I don't want to do that because I'm going for a walk every day and I don't want to be filming out there, and it's too cold anyway at the minute. So in order to demonstrate the process, I'm going to do a very short video on making a cup of coffee. It's going to be really simple, and I'm going to make that video and I'm going to show you how I put it together. So let's make a cup of coffee. So once I've captured my footage, the next thing to do is download it onto my computer. I use an iMac. It's a 1 terabyte hard drive, but I also have another 1 terabyte hard drive as a backup for my Mac, and then I have a second external hard drive which is also 1 terabyte because that's where I keep all my footage. If I were to save it all on my computer, I would run out of space very, very quickly. So going forward, it's not a good idea to start storing all of your stuff on your computer because you will run out of space. The reason I chose an iMac over a PC is that they just work. I don't know if you watching this use Apple products, but they just work. It hardly ever, well, it certainly doesn't ever crash on me. Occasionally I'll get an application close on me because of something that's happened, and then when I reboot it back up again, it's back to where I was before, so I never lose anything and I never get those glitchy things that you get with PCs all the time. Right, so let's download these images onto the computer. Now that we've downloaded all the footage onto my computer, the next thing is to go ahead and edit it. I use Final Cut Pro, which is industry standard professional level video editing software. So what we'll do is go ahead and open up Final Cut Pro and start editing this crappy coffee video. I've just opened up Final Cut Pro, so what I now need to do is create a library and a folder for my new video. I've now found all of the footage that I'm going to use to make this crappy coffee video, and for the sake of time I'm just going to chuck them straight into the timeline, and then I'm going to edit them and shorten them. So that's the next stage of the process. There we go. So I've added them all in. At the moment it's saying it's about 3 minutes long. I'm going to shorten this to about 10 to 20 seconds. We've just finished editing it, and that must be the fastest editing I've ever done, but we're just trying to show my process. So I've got my footage, got it on there, I've edited it. The next thing I want to do now is add the music to it. Of course it would depend on what type of video that I'm making and whether there's talking, because I'd be adjusting the volumes and what's in and what's out. But for this one, there's going to be no sounds at all, and I'm just going to put some background music to it. And I have a piece of software for that, which is called Filmstro. Now Filmstro is really, really clever because I can get different types of music, whether it's orchestral, pop music, there's all the different genres. But what makes it stand out is that I can control how the music is playing at any one time. So what I intend to do for this piece of music is start it off gently and then build it up, and so it really ramps up towards the end. I don't think it'll be particularly fitting for this video, but it will show you what I need to do in order to achieve that effect for the audio. I'm happy with this, it'll do for the purposes of this video. Now I just need to make some slight changes to the look of my film, and then it should be good to render and upload. But I don't want to go straight into the film, so what I'm going to do is just put in a transition here, just a very simple transition at the start and a very simple transition at the end. I'm going to look through the video and see if there's any other parts that would benefit from a transition, but if it doesn't benefit from a transition, it doesn't go in. I had a run through of the video. I'm happy with the clips. I've added a few transitions at the beginning and the end just to sort of bring it together a bit, but I feel that's all it needs for this rubbish example. And I'm happy with the music, the way it builds up, and I've added my keyframes and adjusted all of the different settings within the music, so it builds up and there's a bit of a crescendo at the end. It's all good. The only thing now that I'm noticing is I need to do the colour grading. All of the footage looks very grey, and it will look like that based on the setting on my camera, and it's supposed to look like this. If it didn't, I'd have had the camera in the wrong setting. So what we need to do now is colour grade all of the footage. Now this is a step that you don't need to do, and for most people I don't think they've got enough time, but I'm a bit geeky. I love the learning process, and this is why I'm doing a lot of this video stuff. It's for me, and I just love learning new techniques, especially in this. So to start, I'm going to add my base correction. So I have a couple of add-ins here that I found. So this is my base correction, and I'm going to put this over the top, and what it's going to do is eventually it will adjust all of my pictures. At the moment, as I said before, it all looks very, very grey, so what I'm going to do is add a colour board into this so I can start adjusting it. And I'm going to close this other screen down so we'll make this bigger, and I'm going to bring up my scope. So if we got to board 1 and we need to drop the shadows, the first thing I do is drop the shadows down to just above 0. Don't want to go below that because then I'll be losing all of the detail. And then I start to increase my highlights, bringing those up, and you can see, but then if I go too high I'll lose all of that detail, so I don't want them to go out of here. So about there looks quite good. You can see instantly it's improved the footage no end, and it should all look a little bit brighter and more vivid, and this is what I'm going for. Let's say I'm happy with that. I think for the purposes, I don't want to keep on going on about this, but I think for the purposes of this video, I think this looks okay. I'm quite happy with that. So now I've done that, the next thing I need to do is adjust the saturation, because again it's in log, it's going to look a little bit dark. Sorry, not dark, a little bit grey. So what I'm doing, I'm just going to lift the colours up a little bit. Yeah, that's looking good, just a little bit there. You know, unfortunately the background's grey, and yeah, there's not a light in this in the first place. But I'm happy with that now. So then the next stage of colour grading that I'd ordinarily do, I don't think it would really apply to this because there's not a lot going on. But what I would do ordinarily is add a second adjustment layer. Now this is a look layer, so I've adjusted my highlights, my shadows and my midtones. The next thing I'm now going to do is add a particular look. What I'm going to do here is add a LUT, which stands for lookup table, and it just enables me to get different types of shot. For most of my videos I use this, and you can see that now my film has a different look to it, and I can put all sorts of different types of LUTs depending on the feel that I want for the video. So I think that's it. The only thing left for me now is to render the video, and then it's all done, so we can see the final version. Well, I hope that was enjoyable for you. It was very quick for me. I've never worked so fast on a video in all my life. I just wanted to show you what process I go through when I make the videos, because I think a lot of people think I just take footage on my camera, upload it to my computer, edit it, and then off I go. But as you can see, there's quite a few more steps that I use. So I just hope that's enlightened you a little bit, and I've given you a glimpse into my video editing world. Right, before I go, just a quick one. If you like this video, then please do comment below. My subscribers are very, very quiet, and I'd love for you to comment more, and I'll reply back. And also give it a thumbs up and a like as well, if you liked it as well. That'll help me, I think. I don't quite know why, but that's what everybody says, don't they? That's it for this video. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you soon.